Welcome back to the Space Gulag, my friends. Today we're back with another Star Wars theory. Before we go anywhere with this theory, I want you guys to hit up that subscribe button down below. If you do, you could win a free lightsaber. Also, subscribe to Concordia Jedi. He is our voice actor. He's an amazing dude. Hit his channel up. Great guy. Anyways, let's get straight into it. It hasn't been more than a month in our own timeline, in our own world, that Grogu left Luke to join Din Djarin on adventures throughout the galaxy, which we'll see in Mandalorian Season 3. While we may all have varying feelings towards how these events played out, it is canon, and as it follows, the sequels are also canon. So with that, what would be changed if Grogu had stayed with Luke Skywalker, even if he decided to change his mind, or if Luke had changed his teaching method? This theory goes into This theory is going to be written in the confirmed canon as we know it, so it would affect those events as those events play out, as in Mandalorian Season 3 and the sequels. So I'm going off of what we know from all of that timeline. Starting as Book of Boba Fett Episode 6 ends, Grogu would be given the choice between the lightsaber of the former Grand Master, Master Yoda, and the Beskar chain link armor, which was given by the Mandalorian Din Djarin. Grogu would choose the chainlink armor as he did in canon. Luke at this moment remembered back to his training. He told Grogu that he had followed the path of attachment, and he used this as a teaching moment for Grogu. Luke told Grogu that he had learned in the past that his attachments made him a better Jedi, and that Darth Vader, who had ripped through the Jedi Temple so long ago when Grogu was there, was Luke's father. Luke told Grogu that his love for his father is what saved him from the dark side. Now, Grogu could be obviously interested in this, because this is a real teaching. This is a verbal teaching, much like the teaching he told him about Master Yoda during their walk through the forest. As Luke told the story of the former Jedi Order and how his teachers Obi-Wan and Yoda were stuck in the old ways of the Jedi, that they were never able to move on from the same teachings that helped Anakin fall to the dark side. As Luke was able to bring Anakin back into the light, it was Luke who was going to restore the Jedi Order and its new morals. Luke wanted Grogu to understand that he wouldn't be separated from the Mandalorian, but Grogu needed to focus on his training so that when the Mandalorian returned, he could show off how much and how far he had come. Now, this obviously isn't supposed to highlight any arrogance in Grogu. This is literally just a motivation boost for Grogu. In Luke's mind, this is going to be a motivation boost, saying you can show off how far you've progressed when he comes back. Now, Luke would continue his training with Grogu for years. Years would pass, and Din Djarin would return less and less. After all, he had become the leader of Mandalore after winning the Darksaber from Moff Gideon, and he had a planet to rule, so he didn't have a lot of time to visit his little friend. Grogu dealt with this especially well, though, because he was able to communicate with Luke how he felt about Din Djarin. Luke would start accepting students into his academy at 5 years, so as Grogu grew, he would eventually start allowing students into his academy. These students also grew at exceptional rates. Luke continued his personal training as well, but his students were his pride. By this time, Grogu was learning to wield a lightsaber. He was not a proficient user of it, but he had time to learn, of course, and it was still a work in progress. Eventually, Luke's nephew Ben would enter the academy. Luke would know to keep an eye on his nephew because, after all, he was a Skywalker, and the darkness lived in their bloodline. As time would pass, Ben would open up to Luke about a plague in the Force that was troubling him. Luke would tell him to sleep on it. Now, why would he tell him to sleep on it? Well, because of this. As he did, Luke would use the Force to see into Ben's mind when he was sleeping, seeing everything that he could become if he were allowed to turn into Kylo Ren. Luke didn't want Ben falling down the same path as Anakin, so he made sure to confront this issue head on. He killed Kylo in his sleep. I'm just kidding. Luke wouldn't allow Ben to fall to the dark side of the Force. This change would allow Ben to flourish as a Jedi and allow the Order to grow powerfully. Luke would confront the issue, and I've covered it in another theory that will be popping up somewhere around here, but essentially Luke would confront this issue head on. With Luke having a first student such as Grogu, he would be able to teach himself and Grogu to accept attachments and to accept the change that comes with having them. What was the purpose of this theory? Well, the purpose of this theory was to show that Luke had learned from his lessons in New Hope, Empire, and Return of the Jedi. This is literally just Luke learning from the past, learning from his lessons. What could happen from here? I don't know. Luke could end up bringing balance to the Force. He could even accept Rey as a student of his academy. You never really know. It could go any which way. But from here on out, I'm sure what would happen is Luke or Ben or someone like Rey, would bring balance to the Force. And if it were Luke, it would be like his father before him, and if it was Ben, it would be like his grandfather before him, ending the legacy of Palpatine, letting Rey still be a Palpatine, but keeping a close eye on her if she were to become a Jedi in, well, Luke's academy. So, where was this theory supposed to come from? It wasn't a knock on the sequels, and I want to make sure that I keep it that way. I don't intend on knocking the sequels when I make theories like this. They really aren't a knock on the sequels. As a Star Wars fan and as a Star Wars channel, it's not my position to hate on Star Wars. We're all Star Wars fans, and we should all respect each other and our favorite movies. I don't watch the sequels. That's just me. There's nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing wrong with you if you love the sequels. But my job here is to tell a theory, tell a story, and tell it how I see the story going, and I do this with every era, and I know I'm over-explaining a little bit because most of you really don't care, but I'm just telling you the truth. Plain, out, and cold. But tell me what you guys think down below. Do you think this holds true to who Luke's legacy should have been and who Luke should have been, or do you think Luke's path in the actual canon fits more along the lines of who he was as an individual? I don't know. Tell me what you think. I mean, obviously this is what I think, so I enjoyed this because I had always hoped that Grogu would stay with Luke, not for the purpose of changing anything with the sequels. Of course, I might have my own independent feelings about how I feel about the sequels, but overall, realistically, I feel that this would have been better for the storytelling of Grogu and the Mandalorian, their bond, having so much separation, instead of being separated and then coming right back together. It kind of takes all the emotionality out of Season 2, because if you watch Season 2 now, you're going to go back and be like, oh wow, that really doesn't make a difference. They're back together again. So that's how I feel about it. Tell me what you guys think. I love you all. Don't forget to subscribe to both channels down below. That would be me for a free lightsaber, and down to Concordia Jedi because he's an awesome dude. Anyways guys, I love you all. Spread the love, and always remember, may the Force be with you.